What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Stories. My name is Splattercat. Very happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while and make an important decision. Now, we can choose to kidnap the Emperor's daughter and then milk her for information. However, she's not a cow, so I'm not totally sure our Ben Stiller skills are up to snuff in order to milk her properly for information. Or we can go after the Sky Stripper, which apparently is a super badass sword that will tip the tide of the war in our favor. We took the time to rescue Lapino to get this plan, but I don't know if I want to kidnap innocent children in order to get the job done. Instead, I think we might go after legendary weaponry. Let's be on our way. It's time to go after the Eye of a Lost God, must hold great power. Reynardo and Lapino were back together, but Reynardo still needed a game changer to save the rebellion. Even though Reynardo could no longer get the Sky Stripper's armature, its core was still within reach. Maybe he could still harness its power with Lapino's help. I like that a bit better. Let's not kidnap any kids right now.
To make the Sky River, the Transcendent Emperor had wrapped an armature around the Eye of a God. Reynardo had already let that armature slip away to save Lapino's life. But even its core, the eye torn from a god, surely they could fashion a great weapon from that.
The core of the Sky Ripper? Lapino's excited. That's an actual thing that we could just go and get. You've been busy.
He sure had. Reynardo told him all the things he'd been up to. Soon they got to talking about old times, about wages they'd won and lost, and scrapes they'd barely got out of. It was good to be back with his friend. Reynardo grinned. He had a very good feeling about this.
I don't know if I would trust my friends to go on like a world-altering adventure with. They're good guys, but our skill sets are very, very limited to like Street Fighter, eating food, beer drinking, and mostly just making pun jokes.
Beautiful here, thought Reynardo. He was thrilled to be back with his old war buddy. He'd missed the mad rabbit, but something was not quite right.
Apparently we have a bad feeling about this. Alright, rabbit. Let's see what we can accomplish here. Well, this area looks lush. Hopefully I didn't miss out on any treasures or anything like that in the previous maps. If we could find a spot to forge ourselves a new weapon, I think that'd be pretty sweet as well. I don't know if there's like a new game plus, because we didn't have the materials to make the other swords. And so if there's like a new game plus, maybe we can go back with the swords that we forged from previous adventures to open up the doors we couldn't otherwise get into. Can we talk to Lapino at all? Are we allowed to like shoot the shit with him? I just tried to murder my friend. That is not what good friends try to do. That might be the hallmark of a bad friend, perhaps even an enemy. Well, that's a big-ass mushroom over there. Good lord, and it's spotted too, just like the Super Mario ones. I bet if we eat it, we'll get bigger. Or at least like hallucinate for a little while and kill an afternoon in joyous hallucinogenic revelry. Do I want to go to the right or do I want to go... Was there anything back this way? There was. What is this? Ooh, treasure. Glad we decided to bypass that option. Oh, we got a bunch of those little thingies too that help me make weapons and stuff.
All these ore chests anyway. Well, you could have quite a business doing that.
Well, I doubt that we're going to be able to come back up the well if we go down it. So maybe I follow this path out over here, and then once we figure out where this dead ends, we'll go back through the well and see what happens. Yeah, that's what I would... What does this do? I'm not going to step on it yet. Let me get my treasure first. Hell yeah. So there's 27 ore that we've accumulated. Oh! Oh, can I not go back? Oh, man. So this is definitely one of those games that's why the game is called Path of Destinies. It's because they're forcing you to pick which way you want to go through the game. I think they're trying to get repeat playthroughs. And that'd be fine with me. We can do a... Wait. Why is that chest already opened? Is this the way back to the ship?
And this is why heroes are called dashing, Reynardo thought. See? Dashing? Get it?
No, we got it. You don't need a bug net to catch that one. Let's go down the well, I guess. That's the only path that's left open to us. So, Oh, what starts well will hopefully end well. Nothing down here but dead logs and grass. Maybe some brambles. Although I suppose that's fitting for this series because I ramble a lot and you can't spell brambles without rambles. So you'd think there's something intrinsic about brambles that
There was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
Sorry, I had a Philly cheesesteak earlier.
I wonder what I could make with all these sword crafting materials, thought Renardo.
Well, I haven't seen a workbench in a little while, so Renardo can suggest what he wants to suggest. But unfortunately, until I see one of those magical, well-placed benches, I ain't doing much. This looks like we went the right way. Is there a map or anything that we can use? It doesn't look like it. I think we just gotta navigate by feel. We're a fox! How lost could we get? How lost could we get? Foxes always know their way around. They also do that adorable jumpy thing on blankets, where they try to catch like rats inside the blankets that they think are there. Everybody's seen that video of the fox trying to dig out rats inside the blankets. There's no rats in the blankets. It's not like that ghetto of a video. There's not like rats running, but he thinks it's snow, and then he's trying to dig in it because he thinks that there's like rabbits and rats in the snow that he can capture. And it's super adorbs. Everybody should see that video. It's a great video. If you're having a bad day right now, you should go watch it because you'd be like, aw. It might make you feel worse though because it'll remind you that you'll never have a pet fox. That's what it did for me. I always wanted like a pet tiger or a pet panther or like a pet puma would work. I think that's past. Oh, there's ravens. Ooh, apparently that counted as a counter. I didn't even realize he was swinging. Still.
Where did that go to?
Where did what go to? I think we might have problems. Man, you can teleport all over the place in this car. Ow! He almost got me. He tried real hard. That was probably the closest shave we've had yet. And I prefer to be well-bearded. Ooh! The ass jaggage was so real. Like we found the ass.
Wrong. All over. He could feel an almost palpable sickness in the air. And if the land could have tumors, they would look like these monstrous crystals. The forest was quieter than it had been. There were insects, but few birds, if you didn't count the ravens. Renardo smelled sick animals and dying ones, but no healthy ones. I'm getting a bad feeling about this, Renardo thought. Maybe Lapina was right. Maybe they should have kidnapped Zenobia instead of coming here.
Nah. The worse it gets, the more you know that you're going towards the right option. That's what my old man told me. He said, you'll know you're doing the right thing because it'll suck. You gotta earn it. Perfect strike. Attack immediately when the previous attack hits to land a perfect strike. Bonus damage and double combo bonus. Okay. Defensive reflex. A slowdown time after a successful counter until your next action. Or we can go countering an attack now causes damage. We can increase our maximum health or we can run faster. I think I'm going to go with when do these unlock? These are just locked for right now. Oh, we actually have to unlock truths. Okay, so I guess we're just dwelling in deception right now. I'm going to go with running faster.
Way better than being able to shrink down to the size of an ant. What was that all about anyway?
Did he have a previous adventure where he shrunk down to the size of an ant? Or are we just randomly ripping on Ant-Man right now? Like, I'm down for it. We could rip on Ant-Man all we want. Like, I'm not going to shy away, but... I felt like moving quickly was probably the best option here. I'm going to focus on killing as many of these dudes as I can. I almost said as humanly possible. But I suppose as caninely possible. Or as lupinely possible. What family is a fox part of? Ooh, barely got that one off, but it does give you a pretty good gap to execute those kills. Oh, we got to keep that counter going. Got to keep that counter. 41! 41 counter. Wow, you get a pretty good bonus for that too, so you probably want to lock those down whenever you can. I like the combat here. Yeah, it feels like Hand of Fate. Some people said that Hand of Fate, the combat felt a little odd, but it feels like Hand of Fate just tightened up a tiny bit. Woo! I think we found the thing that we're looking for.
As he held the radiant icosahedron, Renato felt queasy, like dozens of tiny worms were nibbling his insides. It wasn't healthy to be so close to the eye of a god. How could he use it? He could take it to the observatory. The scientists there could tell him how to harness its ancient power. But honestly, Renato ached to get away from it. He brought the core back with him to the Farfarer. But honestly, Renato ached to be rid of it.
Tell you what, said Lupino. I'll take it to the observatory. You attack the imperial outpost.
The imperial outpost was a vital communications node. Taking it could shatter the Empire's ability to coordinate. And it would be full of secret plans and maps and maybe even rebel prisoners. It was a good target for a hero like Renato. But what if Lupino got the core and then broke it, or lost it, or worse? Was Renato ready to take that risk? Maybe it was better if he brought the core to the scientists himself.
This does seem like a hitch in the plan. I mean, we started the game rescuing this guy because it said he was constantly in trouble. They've already given us that information. They've said that Lupino is a screw-up. Like, he has good plans, but they're always going wrong, and he's always being forced to wiggle out by using treachery and guile. And everybody knows you can't trust those guile players. Play Charlie like a real human being. Anyways, well, let me look at the... Rescuing a bunch of prisoners would still be a good thing to do if we were trying to bolster the morale of the rebellion. He could rely on Lupino to bring back the core. Reynardo would instead insult the Imperial outpost and gain intel for the rebellion. He would also stay away from the core's unhealthy aura. I really don't trust Lupino. They gave us far too much information. We know him way too well at this point. Maybe... I don't know which one to pick. They both seem like good options. Let's go rescue innocent people. Even if we lose the core, we will have rescued innocent people, so I suppose that's okay. I'm not one of those people that likes to leave people as sacrificial lambs in order to get the greater plan done. I wouldn't be able to do that. I don't have the heart for it.
Trust me, Renato, you won't regret this. I'll treat the core like it was my own baby daughter.
As the Farfarer dived towards the Nexus, Lupino was jumping up and down with excitement. "Stop rabbiting around," Renato said. Lupino just stared at him. The moment the ship landed, Lupino leapt off the ship.
It's a pretty cool little game. It's turned out to be a lot more than I expected. I thought it was going to be kind of like a Diablo-esque hack and slasher from like the videos that I saw. And instead what you got is a pretty strong narratively driven action RPG.
As Lupino vanished into the wilds of the Nexus,
Renato vaguely remembered Lupino had a baby daughter, didn't he?
and he told her mother he was going out to get some Easter eggs, and he'd never come back. But Renato was relieved not to carry the core anymore. He was already feeling better. And who knows, maybe this time Lupino would get it right. And if Renato could take the outpost, he'd have access to all the Empire's communications in the sector. Right?
I don't want the core anymore, cause that shit is a bore. Makes me fall asleep all day, leaving me snore. In. Had a John Ralphio moment there.
This was definitely better than pulling yourself up in a bucket.
Absolutely. I mean, it's probably worse for your body physically. This is kind of like inventing escalators when we used to have stairs. Like, used to get a little bit of, like, exercise and healthiness from it. Now we're just like, meh, lower me onto the escalator while I eat my chocolate. I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, I can break those? Well, that's remarkably therapeutic. Oh, we can ingest crystal to make ourselves feel better. Hooray, methamphetamine. Oh, we can also get that right there. Quickly, harvest from the meth bush.
Huzzah! Everyone loves the meth bush.
For an enemy military base, there certainly don't seem to be a whole lot of, like, patrols or military guys around here. I live next to a military base, and there are military guys everywhere in fatigues. They are all over the place. Like, you start to get a feeling that you might be near a military base pretty early on once you enter this county. Yeah, take that, Nash. What is this? The wrong sword, unfortunately. Alright, so we got that. We need to find a workbench, like, really, really badly. Also, I need to stop... Oh, okay, just takes me back to where I came from. Yeah, I wonder how you get the other swords for, like, this point in the game. Was there a workbench back here that I simply did not notice?
Workbench, where are you? Would you like to make my swords better?
No. Would not like to make my swords better. Never mind then, we will go forth with the inferior sword that we currently wield. Damn you, inferior sword. Like, well, you're kind of being blunt right now, so maybe later on I'll choose to be blunt, huh? Yeah, you like that sword-related humor? Huh? Your jokes get edgy? I might just decide not to be? Hey, 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 hey. I'm like, alright, that's enough from you, sword. This is an open mic Saturday. Calm down. I was going to make a joke about surgeons having open mic Saturdays, but that would presume that they always have a guy named Mike on Saturdays that they need to do surgery on. The hell is that? Avoid the Warlock's fire spell. It will damage everybody in the area once it explodes. Oh, okay. Well, I'm coming after you, Warlock. You might be the Warlock, but I'm the War Key? I don't know. I don't feel good about that one. I feel a little bit guilty about that one. I apologize, Nerd Castle. Parries, they are all ready to go. Yeah, I'm gonna take that guy. Oh, we got a double knockdown right there. The combat works pretty much like you would expect it to. I keep expecting there to be little hiccups or foibles with the things I'm telling it to do, but frankly, you push a direction, you attack, and things die. That's more or less the short and skinny of it. I don't think... Should I be breaking these for crystals, though? Like, I was trying to save the health for later. But if I can break these for ore, it seems like a smart idea. I mean, that is... unless they don't all drop ores. Oh, dude. Oh, never mind. I came up this way. I thought maybe, like, the rest of the little... whatever the hell these are, fell back down into the abyss. You know, one thing I learned about myself is that I'm pretty afraid of heights. Not like normal heights. Like, I can be a couple 100 feet off the ground and be okay. Oh, we can't get back over there? Oh, man, I should have thought about that before I done it. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. I suppose we'll just continue forward then. But yeah, I learned that. I stayed on like the 50th level of a hotel the other day, and it was kind of terrifying. Like, I knew it wasn't actually happening, but in my mind I could kind of feel the building swaying. Kind of, sort of. Did that take me? Where did this take me? Where am I right now? What have you done? Where have you put me? I didn't mean to step on that. Oh, God.
Renato caught his breath. His joints still hurt, but he couldn't feel the poison in his system anymore. He'd let the armature slip out of his hands to save his friend Lupino. Of course he had to let Lupino take the core. The rebellion needed every man doing his duty. And the rabbit would be no good taking on an imperial outpost, right?
There needs to be at least one badass warrior rabbit in this series just to throw that perception on its head. I feel like I'm missing stuff. There was a treasure chest back down there on that little islandy thing. Like, way down there. Maybe we'll get teleported back down. I don't know. I lose my sense of direction when I play this game because we're teleporting, we're jumping all over the place. Ah, a workbench. Just what I was hoping we would find. So we can either upgrade our next sword, or we can create the Firestorm. Can I do anything with this right here? I need more water essences. I'm going to make the Firestorm because we've seen a lot of Firestorm doors so far.
The sword from the south was terrific for barbecuing sausages and ravens.
So right trigger activates our magical sword. Swords will consume energy while activated, and then we can press on the D-pad in order to get ourselves a bit more magic. Sounds good to me. Or to change swords around, I suppose. So there's the fire sword, and we can kind of just swap those at will. So maybe we hold that down. Oh, okay, so there it is.
At home, he'd wave his sword around for hours.
Oh, you wave it more than a few times, you're playing with it. How do I go over there? I want that big treasure. That big treasure chest is sexy, and I want it. I want it right now. That one looks like it's way better than the last couple. I'm not trying to be greedy, but it seems like a cooler chest than the one we already had. So how do I recharge this thing? Yeah, I assumed you were going to be up next. Maybe we recharge it through murder and copious slaughter. They tried to come at me at the same time. They weren't using Kung Fu movie rules. Oh, should have struck him. Oh, there's more of them coming. I think they even landed a hit. Let's get rid of his homeboys down here. I'm gonna stay on him like a pair of skinny jeans. Max combo was 22. I don't think we could have done...
Took the outpost with a song in his heart. Soon, he was stuffing his sack with key messages from and to the fleet. One message caught his attention. A high priority order has been given by the Emperor himself to locate something called the Iblis Stone. It was somewhere on a desert island. Renato had a bad feeling about this. Iblis was the name of one of the lost gods. If the Emperor was diverting ravens to search for it, maybe he should try to find it first. Then the Farspeaker Toad chortled a new message. The observatory had been sacked by ravens. Lapino and all the scientists had been taken to the mountains. Why? Why had he trusted Lapino again? And now the Empire had the core. Renato hailed the rebel base to warn them. But their Farspeaker didn't croak back. Was the base under attack too?
This is what we get for trusting rabbits. This is what we get. Well, unfortunately, this is the embargo, and I can't show you anything further in the storyline until the game comes out. And so this is actually a very natural demarcation point for us to break off this episode. I know it's a little bit short, but it is what it is. But I am going to complete the game. I'm going to continue playing because I find it to be a lot of fun. I feel like I'm missing a lot of things, but at the same time, maybe that's why you do repeat playthroughs. I don't know how long the game's going to be, so maybe you're supposed to do it 2 and 3 times with different options to see what happens. My name is Splattercat. This game is called Stories. I will see you all in future episodes. Having a blast with the game so far, and I definitely feel like it's a game of note. What a crazy indie season it has been, in all honesty. There are so many indie games coming out right now that are absolutely fantastic, and it's just so difficult to choose what I want to put up on the channel. For right now, we'll be sticking with Stories. I'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.